I can't describe the intensity of the storm and what it was like riding that out. I mean, I grew up in Florida, grew up on the coast in Port St. Joe that was very near Panama City, and have ridden out Eloise and Kate and Elena in '85, and of course worked with FDLE for many years and traveled to storms. But really it's hard to describe the difference in intensity between, a Category 1 and 2 that were ridden out before, and then what I think will eventually end up being a 5, if not, certainly it's already at a high 4, but just the ferocity of the winds and the damage and destruction is really hard to fathom. The storm hit during the day on Wednesday, which was a little bit atypical for a storm. A lot of the storms you hit in our experience in Florida hit overnight, and you wake up to first light on the damage. This moved throughout the day, starting to subside around probably 3:30, 4 o'clock, when we were finally able to get our deputies where we started emerging from our shelter in place at the sheriff's office in various locations throughout the county. I probably left the sheriff's office when the winds were probably 65, 70 miles an hour, trying to make it to the EOC, because we had lost all communications, both with our people in the field as well as the EOC, the police department. So it's just really kind of a helpless feeling to not be able to talk.
We wrote it out in the sheriff's office, which was quite scary, but we did it and made it through, and luckily, and just the same thing, you walk outside and it's a new world.
As I emerged onto the main thoroughfare in front of the sheriff's office, I was taken aback by the devastation. I actually had to stop and kind of gather my thoughts at what I had seen. There was a building across the street that was completely destroyed. The sheriff's office had taken a pretty big impact from it as well. And as I tried to make my way to the EOC, the water was up to past the wheel wells of the car, power lines down, buildings destroyed. At that point I realized that, in combination with the lack of ability to communicate, that the devastating impact that the storm was going to have on our community. The work that the deputies and the men and women at the sheriff's office have done has been nothing short of amazing. We had over 60 that lost their homes, and yet out there every day still serving the community. The role that the Florida sheriffs played in responding to this storm was absolutely amazing as well. We had, I think, over 34 sheriff's offices respond to Bay County to help us over roughly a 4 to 6 week period, and that allowed us to have our deputies, go take care of some things at their own home, but also really to stabilize the community. After destruction like that, people are worried about their safety, they're worried about their property, and to get those deputies in there and make the residents feel safe and make sure they are safe was just critical to helping our community begin to recover.
It's eye-opening when you go through something like this, because you think, all you need is food and water. That's not all you need. You need clean clothes, and you need a way to wash them, and you need medication, and you need cleaning supplies, to bleach things. And there's just a lot of different things that are involved than just your typical water and food.
And we set up what we referred to as Sheriff Mart. It was our whole finance section. We turned into a mini Walmart with shelves, and our employees at the sheriff's office and the jail could come by and get what they needed to sustain themselves and to allow them to still be able to serve the community. The work that the deputies and the men and women at the sheriff's office have done has been nothing short of amazing. We had over 60 that lost their homes, and yet out there every day still serving the community. So one of the things that was particularly beneficial and really touching to us was the sheriff's offices that sent in groups of deputies for the sole purpose of helping other deputies. We had teams that came in from around the state, from several different agencies, that came in and they would go to deputies' homes and take down trees, put tarps on roof, begin helping them be able to get back into their homes. And that mission is just, it's a great mission, and that meant so much to us, so we could focus on the community. But that was special to us, and we'll be forever grateful to those sheriffs that have put together those teams with that mission to come help first responders get back on their feet.
It took a load off their mind.